Hello, my YouTube family and friends. I pray that everyone is having a beautiful, blessed Friday. If you have not said it already, let's say it together. Thank you, Jesus, for another day. He woke us up, y'all. He started us on our way. He didn't allow any hurt, harm, or danger to come upon us while we were sleeping and slumbering. He's a mighty good God. He's a mighty good God. He's awesome. He's wonderful. He's everything we need him to be for such a time as this. But I'm out again. This is my last day with this car. Y'all, I have to be honest, because I like to be transparent on this channel. I was telling the lady I live with, I do miss having a car. I do. I miss, going where I want to go and when I want to go. I miss that part. But at the same time, I'm learning. I know God is teaching me something in all of this because, when I had my car, I helped people and stuff. I didn't, not help people. But what I'm saying, that's not the lesson I believe that God wants me to learn. He wants me to learn how to be content even when I don't have things. We get so caught up in things, and I know everybody have a car. We've all had cars. But what I'm saying is that we get so, I know I have, I can get caught up in things, and God is, I have actually said that to him. If you take away everything, I'm still going to praise you. I'm still going to, honor you. I'm still going to witness for you. So, God, he heard me when I said that. It wasn't a bad thing to say, but he heard me when I said it. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna see if she gonna be about what she talking about. So again, we gotta watch what we say, because we down here on earth and he's in heaven. So he's listening to everything that we saying, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna see if you gonna really do what you said you gonna do. I'm gonna see. So anyway, I'm just thankful. I am, again, that I was able to rent a car, and it was a smooth process. He just made that whole thing smooth, the whole process, because, I was a little sort of unsure about it all, because I was like, I've never rented. I was telling the lady I live with, I was like, I've never rented a car before, and I was telling the people at work, and they was like, you haven't? I was like, no. I said, because I've always had a vehicle. So I said, I've never had to rent one. Now, my late husband, he rented one when we were going to Atlanta. When we arrived in Atlanta, we were on our way to Vegas. He did, but he took care of that. I didn't do that. And so I was telling her, I said, I didn't, I just never had to do it. Even back in the day, I never rented a car, when I was single, and, because I really didn't travel or anything. So it's just, it was just all new for me. But again, the Lord he's been informing me, in this season that I'm in, I'm going to be doing a lot of things, that I've never, ever done before. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. But anyway, so yeah, today I was trying to, take care of a few little, just a few little things. I need to go check the mail. A few little things that, I just can do. I don't have to bother the lady I live with, and which I try not to bother her, because the only time, and I said since my oldest daughter is back, I'm going to, me and her we're gonna figure out something. We have to ride the bus or Uber together or whatever. We're gonna figure it out, because I'm not being whatever, but if you got a little change in your pocket, you can make some things happen. And that's what's going on. If you got a little money, you can get from A to B, or you can do what you need to do. And we just got to buckle down and do what we have to do. And I was telling someone yesterday, well, I'll just tell you, it was a family member, and they were, calling me, and hadn't talked to them in a while, and they were saying, I just want to make sure you're good, and I want to make sure you're okay. I said, you know what? I said, I want you to go back and tell this to everybody that's unsure of how I am. You make sure you tell them that I'm the best I've ever been. And he was just super quiet when I said that. And I meant it. I meant it. God knows I meant it. I said, I'm the best I've ever been in my entire life. right now. And I told him, I said, you can say, you know, I don't have my own place. You can say I don't have my car. My car was repo. You can say all of that stuff. But I'm in the best place. I'm in the best place I could ever be because I'm in the hands of Jesus. So, you know, God is really allowing me to be bold. I'm doing stuff that I never thought I would ever do or say to people. You know, I used to be so timid, and, you know, I didn't want them to think a certain way about me, or, you know, I didn't want them to think I thought I was better or whatever. And God is allowing me to, he's allowing me to, you know, be bold in him, you know, to share what he's placed in my spirit to share. You know, that's what he's doing. And I'm thankful for that, because like I said, you know, a lot of times the very things that we're withholding and that we're afraid to say to people, scared to say to people, too timid to say to people, that's what they need to hear. You know, that's what they need to hear. You know, they don't need you to be scared. They don't need you to be fearful of them. Who are they? What can they do to you but go talk about you? And they talked about Jesus, so what? And he kept doing what the Father told him to do. So, commanded him to do. So, you know, again, you know, people need to hear, you know, and I think back on my life, you know, there were a lot of times that it was in my spirit to say certain stuff to family members, you know, to even, I'm just going to be honest, even to my mom, to my dad, my stepdad. But I never did it because I was in fear of what they would think of me. I was in fear, you know, what they would say about me or not do. They were not going to do anything to me. But I was just fearful of that, you know. Oh, I can't say that to them. You know, they're going to think that I think I'm better. You know, but in actuality, I was better because he was dealing with me then. You know, he's dealing with me then. You know, tell them this. I told you to tell them that. But again, we get so caught up in what people think of us. Who cares? Who cares? And that's that. You know, when you're like that, you're operating under a people-pleasing spirit. You know, let that stuff go. And that's what I was telling this family member. I told him, I said, you know, it comes a time where we got to be honest with ourselves. Because he was telling me, he was like, well, I thought, you know, you haven't talked to me and I thought I had did something. I said, let's get out of our feelings. We got to get out of our feelings because, you know, if we stay in our feelings, we will never do anything that we're supposed to do. You know, I could have, you know, when God sent me out here to Colorado from Tennessee, you know, I could have been in that, you know, nobody's calling me. Nobody's, you know, they don't even care about me and this, that, and the other. But I didn't do that. But see, that would have hindered me from doing what God had called me to do. I probably wouldn't have ended up going to the church that I'm at now. You know, because I'm so caught up in my feelings. And I told him that. And he was like, he was quiet. And I think he did say, he said, yeah, I think he was in agreement. I don't know. But, you know, again, God knows, you know, I was a little reluctant to talk to him because, you know, I don't know. I wasn't really reluctant, but I was just like a little skeptical about talking to him. But I said, you know what? I'm going to talk to him, but I'm going to tell him that I'm going to speak truth. I'm going to speak truth the whole conversation. And a lot of times, like I said, people want to go back and forth. You know, they want you to say what they want you to say. And, oh, you know, and the narrative is, you know, like I told him, I said, whoever told you I was out on the street and, you know, homeless doesn't mean that you're on the street. That doesn't necessarily mean that. That just means you don't currently have a place of residence. You don't have not a place of residence, but you don't have an address that's yours. You know, like right now, I'm sharing someone else's address, but I'm not homeless. I'm not homeless. I have money in my pocket. You know, no, I don't have a car, but I can get to a car. I mean, I have access to a car. So, you know, like I told him, I said, you know, we got to be mindful of what we're saying about people. You know, that's slander. That's what I told him, because he was like, well, I've been hearing a lot. I said, but it doesn't matter. That still doesn't excuse you from that, you know, just because what you've been hearing. But when people come to you with foolishness, that goes for me, that goes for everybody, and they're, you know, saying all these things, you say, well, you know, that's where you stop them in their tracks. Say, you know what, just pray for that person. You don't even know what's going on with that person. You don't know what God has told them to do. Just pray for him. That's all you have to do. But I thank God for that conversation. But later last night, after I had spoken to him, I started thinking that, the enemy get in your ear, and I was like, he's gonna go back and twist my words, and the Lord said, peace, just peace, because it doesn't even matter if he twists the words, if he lied, if he say I said something I didn't say, it's okay. It's okay, because God gets the last say so in every situation, and I did. He's this person, family member, is known to record stuff. So when I first got on the phone, I said, "Are you recording this conversation?" I did. The Spirit wanted me to ask him that, and he said no. I said, okay. I said, I've asked you, and I'm trusting that you're not. But if you are, that's okay too, because God heard what you said. So if you lying, God gonna take care of you for that. So that's out of my hand. I don't have anything to do with that. But anyway, I just wanted that to be known, because a lot of times people think they getting over, and like I said, God, he's omnipotent. He know everything. He see everything. He see everything. I don't know why people think they getting away with stuff. He see everything that they're doing. You can go in the darkest room. He see you. He see you. He got his eyes on you. His eyes are everywhere. So, I don't know what that is, why people think that. They think they're getting away with stuff. And, I'm going to do this and I'm going to say this about this person. God hear you. He hear what you're saying. Especially if that person hasn't done anything to you. Especially. And I mentioned that. I was telling him, I said, when people are coming against people who God has told to do something, you're coming up against God and His word and his what He has for that person's life. You're coming up against all of that. People think well, they may, because they could be not understanding what's going on with the person. That's all fine and dandy. But when you coming against them and when you slandering their name, you coming up against God, because he's the one that told them to do that. He's the one told them to do that, whatever He told them to do. And so just because you don't agree with it, or just because you don't accept it, that doesn't mean that the person is wrong. It doesn't. What does that do? Just because you don't like what they're doing, who said you had to like it? So again, I think we stayed on the phone maybe 30 minutes or 45 minutes, something like that. But, I'm glad that I was able to speak with him, because I probably won't speak to him for a long while. But I was, just letting him know. I said, I love you. I'm praying for you and your family. I pray for you all the time, every day. You're in my prayers. I never stop. I never stop. But at the same time, I was telling him, and I gave him a scenario, and I told him, I said, I want you to know something. This is how bad I want to be where I'm at. Not only because God has placed me here, but how bad I really want to be here. And I gave him a scenario. I said, the old house that we sold, which, like I said, the house looked really nice. I don't know what that is when you're leaving something. It's like, whew, that look real nice right now. And you're going to somewhere you don't even know what's gonna happen. So, and I told him, I said, someone could say, go back to that house. I got you some money. I got you a car. You got you a job. I said, I would turn them down right away. I would say, no, thank you. No, thank you. I'll stay where I'm at. I stay where I'm at in somebody else's house, living with her, no car. I'll stay where I'm at, because this is where God wants me to be. This is where He wants me to be. So why would I get out of line? I don't want to get out of line, because I want my blessing. I want my breakthrough. Why would I get out of line to go back? Is the operative word, back. To go back to what? To a place where I was not growing. I was not doing anything that I should have been doing. I was doing my own thing around people doing their own thing, being misled, mistreated, abused, all that stuff. So why would I do that? And he got me in this new place where I'm just getting all this love from people that don't even know me. Don't even know me. They don't know nothing about what I did. They don't care. They don't care. They just know about me what they see now. They taking me for my word. And I've shared stuff with people here, and letting them know this, that, and the third. But the fact of the matter is, they don't even care. They just happy to know me and to support me and to encourage me. And that's what I'm talking about. That's love. That's real love. That's genuine. It's authentic when people are like that. And like I said, when God goes before you, he takes care of everything. He took care of it, and that was the other thing I told the family member. I said, read your Bible. I'm not the only one that God is told to do something. And it won't be the last. But I said, we got to be obedient. When he tells us to move, we got to move. We got to move. We got to forget about what people think. Forget about what people saying. And, and I told him, I said, if you hear nothing else from the whole conversation, just say, she following Jesus. She doing what she was told to do. That's all you need. That's all that needs to be said. But again, what I'm learning, what God is teaching me in this new season, people, they just want to have something to talk about. They just want to have something to blabber about and drag your name in the mud or sand or whatever to drag it. They just want to have something to talk about, and they don't want to say, oh yeah, that person's doing it. They don't want to say anything good about you. They won't talk bad about you. And that's okay. That's fair. That's okay. Because that's just how some people are. They like drama. And, if you did something that they didn't totally agree with and they didn't understand, and that's, I told him that too. I said, it's so easy when you don't understand things. It's so easy to say the person is crazy. The person is delusional. The person is the devil told them to do it. That's the easy answer. That's the easy answer, because you don't know. You don't want to know. You don't want to know. You don't want to say, oh yeah, they probably following Jesus. They don't want to say anything positive. They want to say negative stuff, because see, that's going to spiral into a bunch of other stuff if you say something negative. But again, that, like I said, God told me to cut them off, and that's what I did, and that's what I'm continuing to do. I blocked all their numbers, because I don't need negativity in my life, toxic people who refuse to believe stuff. I'm not out here trying to convince nobody what God told me to do. I know what he told me to do. He told me to come to Colorado. He told me to follow him. So I'm not trying to convince them. I'm done with that. God told me leave them alone. When you're talking to ignorant people, and I mean that in the nicest way I can say it, they just don't get it. And these are people that say they read their Bible. These are people that clap their hands on Sunday and pat their feet. But I'm telling you now, a lot of these people, there's a saying, a lot of people are on their way to hell through the church. They are. That's true. And I was one of them. Because, we think we got it all figured out, but we got all this stuff that we battling with and we dealing with. And like I said, when you come against what God told somebody to do, you coming up against him. And you don't want that. You don't want that on you. You don't want that on your you don't want that. That's something you just don't want. You don't want to be where you coming up against God, because he's the Almighty One. But again, I told my children, I'm trying to teach them, about people. And, I said, even though, they by blood, they are your family. But, spiritually, I don't know who they are, really. We could say, well, that's my family member, that's my whatever. And, we quick to say, oh, that's my cousin, that's my brother, that's my sister. But who are they spiritually? So, like I said, I'm so thankful, y'all. I really am, that I am in the place that I'm in. I'm so thankful because I know it's all God. It's all Him. And I'm just thankful. And he's doing great things. He's gonna do even greater things for me. He's gonna do even greater things. But in the meanwhile, like I said, I'm just continuing to pray for, you know, people that they're just spiritually lost. And like I said, I just don't know, you know, and a lot of times I believe too, God will allow them, you know, have, you know, they are where they won't understand. He don't want to, because, you know, you can't take them with you where you're going. So that's the disconnect there. And that's why you say, well, I can't talk to you. Yeah, because you're not supposed to bring them with you in a new place. So again, I just thank God. You know, I see Him in the details, and I shared this on the other video. I'm trying to get that uploaded, my road trip to Chicago. But how God had told me initially to drive, and I was, you know, being persuaded by my late husband's family, you know, that's too far, you can't do that. But see, that's the old me. That's the old version that they remember. I would not have done it before, but God said, do it. You can do it. And I did it. He allowed me to do it. It was Him. But, you know, I'm just so thankful that He allowed me to do that. I got the rental car. I mean, it's just like everything fell into place at the last minute. And I was sitting at my desk at work one day, and I'm like, whew, I got a lot of stuff to do. Because this was like the week leading up to me leaving, that week, whatever I forget the week, because her check-in was the 7th to 16th. It was the week before the 16th. And I was just like, you know, how am I going to do all this? I think it was the week of the 9th. I was like, September 9th. I'm like, how am I going to do all this? You know, I wasn't worried, but I was very concerned. Because I was just like, ooh, I got a lot of stuff to do. It was always the biggest thing was the renting a car. That was the biggest thing, because I said once I get that out of the way, you know, hotel was already booked. It was already booked, but I was just like, okay, I got to get that done, you know. And once that was done, picked that up on Saturday. You know, it was like everything just fell into place. It did. So like I said, I'm just so thankful that it worked out the way it did. My baby girl is all settled in, and I'm just so thankful. I just really am, because she's where she's supposed to be. And like I said, I'm trying to teach my children, her especially, you know, to be mindful, you know, because we have a lot of witchcraft being practiced around us because of me, and because of people who are literally, I'm a witness to this. And witchcraft is real, y'all. I'm gonna do a video, but it's real. You know, people speaking against your life, and intentionally they doing it. They doing it intentionally. They know what they're doing. And so, you know, had a family member that said, you know, I knew y'all was gonna come back, you know. And so they're sitting up here wanting you to fail. You know, they're wishing you to fail. You know, looking at your picture and speaking evil stuff over you. And see, that's why, for me, I'm gonna speak for myself, but that's why God said, cut them off. You can't be talking to them because they wishing evil on you. You can't talk to them. Leave them alone. Disconnect from them. And that's why I was trying to tell my youngest son. He's like, Mama, you could just at least let them know. I said, no, I don't need to let them know anything, son. I said, and that's why I told this family member I talked to last night. I said, if I'm on your mind real strong, and you know you can't call me, can't talk to me, just send a prayer out for me. Just pray for me. That's all you got to do. And I said, prayer is the most powerful thing you can do for me. Just send a prayer out for me, and ask the Lord to watch over me and protect me. You know, and He will. He will. So don't look at it where I just got to, because you don't have to talk to nobody. You can talk to Jesus. But a lot of people, you know, they want to talk to you so they can say all this other crazy stuff and try to persuade you to go against God. I don't have to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. I just want you to pray. You just pray for me. That's all you have to do. So again, y'all, I'm so thankful that I'm not the woman that I used to be. I'm so thankful. This is what you see is a whole new version. It's a whole new version. And it's God's version. It's who I'm walking into who He's created me to be. And that's a bold person. That's a bold person. And the boldness was already there. But I hadn't just, what is it? What he had created was already there as purposeful. But myself, I was battling against, trying to come against God. And again, we can't come against what he already has preordained for our lives. So again, I'm gonna go in here. I gotta go in this beauty store real quick and get some lip gloss. I always get my lip gloss from here. I try to, like I said, I'm trying to be proactive, just take care of a few things that, I can do on my own. And like I said, going forward, me and my daughter, oldest daughter, we're going to have a little plan where we got to get her working, and there's a lot of places around where we live, so she can, hopefully, preferably get a job, if the Lord will have her to do that, in those places. But get her going, and then I feel like once we do what we need to do, God gonna pull in the rest. So I know he can, I know he will, because he's all powerful. So I'm gonna get out of here. I may take you all in the store with me. I'm gonna leave here. I need to go to the storage, and then I think I'm gonna Instacart, because I don't want to go in there. I just don't want to go in the store. So I may do that, just a few items that we need, and get back home so I can finish washing clothes. Those are the clothes that I took on the trip and stuff. And just get ready for the weekend. I'm going to rest. I have nothing to do tomorrow, because I'm going to take the car back today. And so I'm just going to rest tomorrow. We'll go to church Sunday and back to work Monday. So it starts all over again. But I'm rested. I feel a little, just not too much, but just a little. I could tell I've been doing something different. But like I said, I rested. I got up early this morning, because I was like, I got to get going, because I take the car back at 5. So I'm gonna do that, and then just do it like that, and just go with the flow. God is so good, and he's so powerful, and he's gonna take care of me and my daughter and the lady we live with. It's just blessings, blessings, blessings. I speak blessings over my life and over your life as well. As always, I'm not gonna close out, because I may pick you all back up. So I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Hello everybody, I'm back. I thought I was gonna get lost in that storage, in the storage unit. It's just so much stuff. I wish I could just throw all that stuff away. It's just so, every time I go and dig, look for stuff and dig in it, it just overwhelms me. And not in a bad way, but it's just like, I'm over it. Like I said, when we were, I think, let's see, that's the third storage unit we've had since we've been here, I think. Let's see. I believe that's right. Yeah, that's the third one. And because the first one, when we first moved here, it was U-Haul, but it was just mainly a holding place until we got the house and a place to live. And then the second one was when we downsized to the condo. And then now this is when we didn't have any, we didn't have a place. We just put everything in there and we stayed with the lady. But I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's not even that it's a lot, it's, whatever. It's just a lot of that stuff we don't need. We just don't need anymore. Where we are at in our lives, we just don't need it. Like my daughter, she's in college. She has, basically everything she needs with her. She took everything. She took everything out of her room. She took her winter stuff. She got her summer stuff. I mean, she may have a few clothes in the storage that, but it's not anything that like she desperately needs. And her shoes are with her. She got everything she needs. My son, he has all of his stuff that he needs, and of course my oldest daughter is with me. But it's just like, what are we doing here? It's just like, I just don't, honestly, I don't need a lot of that stuff anymore. I don't need any of it, to be honest. But I'm trying my best to, the lady who I live with, she was like, you could just, bring everything here, and then, to be here, you don't have to pay storage. And I was like, yeah, but, how am I going to get it here? Because her house and the storage unit is like maybe 10 minutes, but, I don't, I'm sure that won't cost that much to do that, probably $100 something, but I'm just like, I don't even know. I guess that is an option if I could see how much it is. But again, I sort of don't want to do that, because it's just like, it's just a lot of that stuff we don't need. We just don't need. And but she has a really big basement area in her home, and I mean, it's like big. And then she got another area from the basement. It goes into another area where she keeps a lot of her, I guess, decorations and stuff. She has a lot of room. She has a lot of room. So I guess I need to look into that. I'm gonna try to do that between now and I may not end up doing that until October that month, because I got some stuff I got to take care of. So I may try to do that then. But again, it's just, I'm just so over it. I'm just so over it. It's just like, this stuff in here is not even, we don't even need a lot of that stuff anymore. It's just dishes. I got rid of the bulk of the stuff that we actually, I guess was really sort of valuable. We have all of our TVs. My daughter, I'm trying to remember, I think there may be another TV in that storage, because I'm trying to think, she had a TV, everybody had a TV, so she had a TV in her room, my son, so it was a total of, well, it was only 3, so it was only 3 televisions, because my son, I think he may have taken 2 with him, because we only have 1. I have the one that I had in my bedroom, in the room that I'm in at her house. So, and then she has, that's one thing about her. She has everything that we would need. Plenty, what a house would have. She got plenty of everything, but, sometimes you just want to have your own stuff. You want to have your own stuff and supply of your own stuff, because, there's nothing wrong with sharing and everything, but I like to just have my own stuff. I'm so used to that. And at least, I want to have, at least feel like I'm, have some type of control over that, the stuff I'm using or whatever. So I've been, that's what I'm doing today, just trying to, I went and was able to get a few winter items. I may end up having to get my daughter, my oldest daughter, she needs a coat, a jacket. She really don't need a coat. She needs a jacket, because it gets pretty nippy here. I'll probably get her that, but I'm not gonna get it now. But I'll end up getting it pretty soon. And I should have purchased one for her while it was still, really warm, because that's when a lot of that stuff is really, it's really inexpensive when it's real hot, because nobody's trying to buy it. But anyway, we'll get her taken care of. But right now she's okay. But I just like to be prepared, because here, the weather is so unpredictable, and it can be real warm, and then you wake up and it's super cold. But right now she's not going anywhere, until she starts working. But hello, my YouTube family and friends. I'm back. I'm on my way to take the car back, and just wanted to close out this video before I upload it. But yeah, I'm on my way to take the car back, the rental car back, and it's due back by 5 hour time. So I think they close at 6. So I'm glad, now in hindsight, I'm glad I chose this time, because I was just randomly, that's the time I picked it up. I think it was at 5 on Friday, and I'm glad I chose, a later time, because I think you can pick it up as late as 7 or 8 or something like that. But I'm glad I chose this time, because I was at first I was leaning more so towards taking it back early, but I was like, well, I want to get my whole money's worth, so so I said I'll take it back. So it's like 4:52 now, so I'm sort of pushing it, but I'm like 3 minutes away from the place. So anyway, I'm gonna take it back, and then I'm gonna Uber back to the house, and I guess I'll have to Instacart a few grocery items that me and my daughter need, and that's it. I'm gonna rest tomorrow, and I may get back on here tomorrow, but I'm gonna rest tomorrow, and then we have church worship service on Sunday, and then I'll be back at work on Monday. So I'm rested. I want to still try to make sure I'm, get me some rest, because as long as I've had this car, we got back in town on what was that, Thursday, yesterday morning, and basically, because it was midnight, after midnight. But and I laid around and sort of did what I wanted to do. But you know, I still haven't really, just because, you know, as long as I've had this car in my possession, I've been running around running around trying to do little things. Like I went to the Goodwill and to, you know, to the thrift stores, because, you know, it was little stuff I needed. So anyway, I'm gonna take care of what I need to do before, get the car back to them. And then it's so weird, this place is in the most hidden spot. Me and the lady I live with, she was like, where is it at? I was like, I don't know. And it's like in the corner of this complex. Like, there's no sign or anything. Like, if you don't know where you're coming, you done, because they just got that spot. I was trying to get that. Yeah, if you don't know where you're coming, you just done, because there is no signage, is what I'm trying to say. There's no signage to let you know, like on the street or anything. Because we went by here, I think, twice, and almost twice, and she was like, where is it at? Because she's been living here forever, and she's like, it should be right there. And I was like, and I said, well, let's turn in here and let's see, because it's a lot of stores in this complex. And anyway, finally we located. I said, there it is right there. And she was like, oh, but it was hidden, you know, it was hidden. So anyway, they got little slots for the car return. So I guess I'm just gonna take it on in here. But for these cars, I'm not being funny, but the cars, I'm not gonna name the car rental place, but these cars, this car was not full, and I thought they said they give you a full tank. It wasn't full, and it wasn't, you know, the outside of it was dirty, you know, and it looks like it doesn't have many miles. It only has, like, when I got it, I only had like, I think 15,000 miles, or maybe 16 on it, 16,000 miles. So, you know, they're low mileage cars, but this car was not clean. And I vacuumed it out before I returned it, before I was gonna bring it back, and, you know, I took it through the car wash. But yeah, it wasn't a full tank. No, it wasn't. And I was surprised about that, because it seemed like I read that at the other car place, and I was like, oh, they're gonna give me a full tank. So I literally had to stop before I left out, headed to Chicago on Sunday morning. That kind of put me behind schedule too, because I had to get some gas. You know, I had to get a full tank. So anyway, but it's good on gas, because I only had to stop like 3 times, going and coming. So it's you know, it's really good on gas. So it's a Toyota Camry. So anyway, I'm gonna go in here and do what I need to do, get it signed back in to them, signed out of my name, and I will my battery's running low, y'all, and I will check back with you all probably tomorrow. But I pray everyone has a beautiful, blessed evening. Enjoy your weekend, your Friday. And I'm back in Colorado, where I want to be. It's been a busy week, y'all, but I made it through. We made it through. It's been a busy full week for me, but I thank the Lord that my daughter is in school, and she where she's supposed to be, and all is well. All is well. So have a beautiful, blessed evening. Always remember that I love you, but Jesus loves you so much more. Please know the best is still yet to come for you and for me. God bless you. God keep you is my prayer. Thank you all for watching and listening. May God continue to keep you and protect you is my prayer. Bye-bye.